Insane in the Membrane.
Hello and welcome to another edition of your favourite podcast, Insane in the Membrane, with me, Rich Wilson. And this week I'm joined by brilliant comedian Michelle Shaughnessy. Hello.
Hi, thank you for having me.
It's my absolute pleasure. And it's nice to remember your name this time. Do you remember the first time we met? What a dick.
What did you call me?
When I was MCing. I don't remember. I think I just looked at you and went, I can't remember your name.
I do remember that.
That was
yes, I had forgotten about that. You were off the hook till you just reminded me.
Oh, shit. I thought you'd remembered. Comedians tend to remember those things. That one time when people forget. And we'd been having a really nice time. We've been in the pub, you, me, and Paul McCaffrey, having a lovely chat, I think.
I do remember that.
I went and ruined it.
You did.
Yeah, I ruined it. Oh, man. How are you anyway? You good?
I'm good.
Yeah, all good. Whereabouts are you?
I am in Crouch End.
That's right. Yes. I used to love living in Crouch End. It's a great place.
I like it. I would like to be a little closer to a tube, but other than that, it's a nice place to live.
Yeah, that was the one thing that I always used to go, well, at least I'm getting my steps up, because I used to walk up the hill to Highgate and get the tube from there.
Yeah, so, I have to go to Finsbury.
Oh, God, yeah. I think I did that a couple of times and realised that was further away than I thought. Yeah, so I stopped doing that. But where are you from originally?
I'm from Toronto. Well, I'm from a little town in Ontario called Peterborough, which oddly enough is really similar to Peterborough, UK.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I grew up there, but then I lived my whole adult life in Toronto.
Okay, right. And how long have you been here now?
It was 2 years in March.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Nice one. Oh, congratulations, 2 years. Well done.
Thank you.
How are you finding it?
It's okay. Like, the comedy scene's amazing, and I enjoy that and all the people I meet, but everything else is a little wacky.
Yeah.
Nothing
I think
seems
even
to work
we're
properly.
finding it a bit.
Yeah.
Nothing works, and it costs the earth as well.
Yeah.
We're very good at doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, you
I think
really
we
are.
have that. We're really good at that. I think that we still have the blood in our veins of the people that went off around the world stealing from everybody. I think that's in us. So now we just steal from each other.
Yeah, I guess so. But other than that, I love it.
Yeah, it's do you know what? There are good bits. You have to look for them. They're there. People are pretty cool. Although I got into a Facebook argument yesterday. I swore I'd never do this. And I'd put a post out advertising a night, and then someone put a negative comment, and it just caught me at the wrong time. And I commented on it, and then he came back with, "Whoa, mate, whoa, there's no need for that." I'm like, "What? Now I'm the wanker because I reacted to your shitty comment."
You can't.
You said you'd never
that.
do this,
it's
Rich.
Hard. I got rid of Facebook.
No.
I just have the fan page because Facebook, I find, like, a lot of people say Twitter's toxic and all that stuff, but I find Facebook, I found that more toxic. So I'm not even on there, and I am so much better about not replying to meme comments. But what did you say? Like, what was the comment and what did you say?
It wasn't even me. I wasn't even, because he said he'd rather stick forks in his eyes than come to this night. And so, and I went, "Well, mate," I can't remember exactly what I said. And then he shot back with, "Well, someone's a bit touchy." And I'm like, "What? No, man, I'm reacting to what you said." Oh, then he's obviously gone looking for stuff. There's a video of me dealing with a heckler, but I'm not. There's no style and panache with this. I literally tell the guy, "Don't fucking heckle me."
Mm-hmm.
And then, but the story is the guy had been heckling all night. He'd been disruptive all night, him and his mates. So this is just me at the end of it, just going, "Fuck you, man, I'm not having it." And he saw that and he went, "Yeah, you're the only comedian that would chuck his toys out of his pram when he's heckled." So then he got back and went, "Oh, well, you clearly fancy me if you're Googling me." And he got silly, and then someone else chipped in. And I just went to the gig with this like energy of, "You bastards, you've dragged me into this shit." But I mean, because you've got a big profile on social media.
Well,
Yeah, how do you avoid
little.
this?
I'd say a small profile compared to a lot of people. I just don't. So on Twitter, I only post jokes and show promotion. I don't give opinions. I don't like comments. I don't do any of that. And on Instagram, it's mostly like every now and then, if I post a stand-up video, I'll get some shitty comments, but they don't bother me that much if it's just about the comedy. Like if it's something about my looks, I go a little too crazy. Like if someone's like, oh, that's not funny, I'm like, whatever, I don't care. But if they're like, oh, fucking ugly or fat, I'm like, oh my God, screw you. And that's when I get really triggered. And then most of the DMs I get are pretty nice or perverted. So it's not too many like troll
Oh,
type.
wow.
Yeah. And then Facebook, I just
I
don't
haven't had
post.
anything. Yeah.
Like I did
Okay.
when
Okay.
Ed Byrne,
So, yeah.
I was on tour with Ed Byrne and he was doing posts every day. And anytime there was like a photo of me, there was like a troll that was like commenting like on his page about me. And I was like, this is why like I
Right.
stay off Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's Facebook seems to be the one. Everybody else is pretty chill everywhere else on Instagram, and we've had a few comments from people on the Insane in the Membrane when we have a particular guest on and they'll disagree with something they said, and you kind of go, well, that's their opinion, it's up to them, and then we have a bit of a conversation, but I don't get too involved. But yeah, it's Facebook. Facebook's the one, and I should have just gone, nah, just leave it, because now I can see the notifications popping up, even though they're not on my phone, but every time I go on Facebook, there's like whatever 10 plus,
Yeah.
9 plus, and you go, oh God. So I just got to leave it now. I just got to leave it. It's
Yeah,
part
stay
of what
off
we
it.
do.
Stay off it for a couple days.
Yeah, stay off it now.
How are you on other socials?
Yeah, all right. I like Instagram the best, I think.
Me
That one's
too.
just kind of like, bam, I'm doing this. Yeah.
Yeah, TikTok's the one that like I can't figure out.
I don't know what it wants.
No, I don't know either.
What does TikTok? Yeah.
And it's like I'll put time and effort into something and it'll get like no views, and then I'll post something stupid and it'll get a lot of views, and then nothing else I ever post does well again. So I get really into it for like a week and post all the time, and then I like forget about it and don't post at all. I'm awful on there.
Yeah.
I don't have time for this shit, Rich.
Yeah.
You know what the sad part
I
is?
don't have time for it either.
The thing is, I actually do have time. I have all the time in the world. I am too available. I do have the time. I just don't have like the brain power to figure it out.
There's people that do all these like sketches and all these other things, and then like I put up a clip of me doing stand up, and it does all right, but it doesn't do great.
Yeah.
And then there was just a picture of me. All I did was video my feet walking, and then I just did this thing, and I did put music over the top, and I just went, "You're having a bad day today. Tomorrow will be better." And that's it. You just got to keep moving. That was it. That's all I said. And that got like nearly 6,000 views. You're like, for fuck's sake, is that it? Is that what I've got to do?
It's so random. It's always the videos that like I don't want a lot of people to see, where like I didn't bother doing my makeup, I didn't use a ring light, I just put it out there, I look like shit. Those are the ones that get a lot of views. I'm like, really?
Yeah. Do you find, like, my wife's a comedian as well. I think, do you know if you know her, Kate McGann?
No.
I don't know if you've met yet. I don't know if you've met her yet.
I don't think so.
We were talking about, we have lots of conversations about because she's always like, what am I going to wear tonight? And I'm like, baby, you look great in what you've got on. And she's like, no. I need to zhuzh myself up, do my hair, makeup, do this. She goes, you're so lucky. You just change your sweatshirt and out you go. And I'm like, yeah, but you could do that. She went, you have no idea what it's like for women. We have to.
You have no idea what it's like
effort.
for women. She's completely right.
No.
Yeah.
And so that's what I mean. So
okay, well, you know my joke about making fun of butt fuck ugly male comedians. Like,
absolutely, I love it.
Take a look at what most of you are wearing next time you're at a show. She's completely right.
Yeah, true.
Because we'll look like, I was doing tour support for Ed, and we got to one of the venues in, was it Stockport maybe? And
all right, yeah,
forgot my show clothes. And I was like, oh my God, I had to go on stage in like Lululemon tights and like a jumper. Now it was like a fancy jumper, but still a jumper, like a sweatshirt type thing. And he was like, I was like, I need to mention it. And he was like, don't mention it. No one will notice. You're dressed better than 90% of Stockport right now. Like, you're just dressed like a normal comedian. So I did the set, totally fine. A little local reviewer was in the audience and criticized what I wore. They were like,
No.
oh, for a comedian who talks about their cosmetic enhancements and caring about looks, they could have like put more effort in it. And I was like, oh my God. I'm like, I knew this
Piece
was going
of
to happen.
shit.
Yeah, it was awful.
This is it. It didn't really, of course, it didn't occur to me. I'm a fucking dude.
Yeah, and they said Ed was wearing like
yeah.
semi-formal wear, and he was wearing like jeans and trainers and like a suit jacket, and he was like, "I'm not dressed semi-formal." So yeah, it meant you guys don't have it as hard.
No, that's true. That is true. I mean, I am able to just get to a gig, maybe change my top. Or just sometimes because I'm just, whatever. I'll just walk in and they go, right, you're on in a minute. I go, yeah, fine. And they just keep walking with my coat on and straight on, and that's, my wife's always just kind of, yeah. She's like, you have no idea. You have no idea. I can't just go on stage without any makeup. Are you mad?
No, I mean, she could, but it's different. We're going to be judged. It's like, I find as a woman sometimes, I think it's gotten better, but when I first started, you didn't want to dress too nice because you didn't want to look like you're better than like the women in the audience. And I think now, so it's hard for us because we have to find like the right amount, like what is looking good, but not looking like I'm too good. You know what I mean?
Oh man. I had no idea. You can't even go, well, fine, I'll just put makeup on then, or I'll do myself. You've now got this other limit where you've got to go, well, I can't go too far because then I'm now, it's just a fucking minefield. I had no idea.
Yeah. It's awful. I mean, it's not awful. I enjoy being a woman and I like dressing up and wearing makeup and things like that. So I don't want to say it's like awful, but it's just an extra layer of things that men don't have to worry about.
I know. And it is true. And I do notice it in other areas, like when you're reading about people that, they're going to galas or some press thing or wherever, and they'll always comment about the woman, about what she is or isn't wearing. Or the size of her, or whether she had work or not, and
it's like,
and then the guy, they'll go like,
watch when they interview like even celebrities on the red carpet. It's like when they talk to the women, it's mostly about like, ooh, let me see your nails, let me see this, who did this, who did that. And with men, it's like, oh, how did you feel about the movie? How does it feel to be nominated? Like it's just different in like all that stuff.
Yeah. Do you think it's because men? Is it because they know that men aren't bothered as much? Maybe. So they go, who are you wearing? You go, I don't know, whatever my assistant gave me.
Yeah, I guess it's not even so much that men aren't as bothered as much, but men aren't bothered as much because you don't have to be. Like, that's just the way society is. Like, that's what we talk about when we talk about living in a patriarchy, right? Is that you guys just don't have a lot of these extra little steps that we have when it comes to, like, everyday things that you wouldn't give a second thought about.
Yeah, true.
Does that make sense?
You're right, actually. Well, yeah, absolutely makes sense. And my wife, she's always talking about, I don't want a lot of work done, but I might have that tucked and I might do that. I'm like, you're 38. Why are you talking about this now?
Yeah, but that's different. 38 is like the equivalent of like a 50-year-old man. I'm sorry, but it is. So it is. And so I feel like, obviously, I'm sure your wife's beautiful. And like when you look at her, you're like, oh, you don't need anything done. You're too young. But the reality is, if it's something that she wants to do, you should not only support her, pay for it, and help her during the recovery. That's your job as a man.
I'm
sorry, that's how I feel. Yeah.
Oh man. Do you know what though? It's true. We had that conversation. We did a bit of a patch. We just had a baby, so of course it's just stressful and things have changed and we have to work it through. And and then we were talking about that, and she was saying, because we've had to sort of rely on my money until she gets back out to work and blah blah blah. And she felt guilty and blah blah. And I went, I'm gonna say this now. I actually kind of like it, and I don't mean that in a sexist, patriarchal way. I just mean I'm old fashioned and I feel like the man is the one that provides. The man is the one that goes out. I know that's an old fashioned thing, but it's just in me.
It is an old fashioned thing, but at the same time,
that doesn't mean I don't want it to go out. Yeah.
That's the thing. At the same time, if she said, oh, I get that, but I really want this career, you wouldn't care. You'd support her still, right? So I think that's
absolutely.
the key.
Yeah,
I think that's the key. And I do think I think a lot of the younger generation of women, like I know I was talking to some Gen Zs that were at my preview, a couple nights ago, because I was talking about how I don't think women should pay for dates. Like, I don't think they should, especially not the first 3 dates. And this whole thing on Gen Z is like, no, you need to pay for yourself. Like, that's this whole, and I don't understand where that changed. Because like any woman in my generation or older, like, no, that's what's the point of going on a date then, frankly. Sorry.
That's all right. Bless
Pardon
you.
me. I
Oh,
had the
you're right.
sneezies today. So I feel like that's changing, but I agree with that. I'm old fashioned in that regard too. Like, I would love to make my own money and be financially independent and not have to rely on a man. But I also do think when you're in a partnership or being courted by a man, that they should want to provide for you.
Yeah, I know, and I know that. Yeah, and like you hit the nail on the head. It's not about me doing it, me providing and taking care of everything, and her not doing her thing, because she does. She's now getting back out there, and she's gigging again, and she's got a job. She's got a job in a coffee shop, just a couple of hours a week.
That's
because
great.
that's what she wants to do.
See,
Yeah,
I feel
she's
like
absolutely nailing
your
it.
money should be for like the family, and her money should be like her money to like shop.
Yeah. You sound exactly like her. Yeah, like she'll go. It is funny because there was a couple of times when she was a bit sheepish and she was going. I'm like, "What's the matter?" She was, "Oh, I've got an appointment." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, okay. Where are you going?" She's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna get my nails done and blah blah." And I was like, "Yeah, cool." And then she was like, "You're right with it?" I'm like, "No, it's fine. It's fine. It's just that we've got to pay the rent and blah blah." I was being a typical dude, like, your fucking nails, getting your nails done when we've got bills to pay. But then she explained it, and I got it, and she said, "Rich, I'm not being empty or I'm not being shallow or in any way, shape, or form. But when I've got my nails done, I just feel better. I know
Yeah,
I know what it is. I know what it seems."
it's
She said, "But
true.
if I've got my hair done and my nails done, yeah." And it's true. You can see a definite change in it. And she is in no way shallow, and that is not who she is. But you can see the difference in her, because she does have that worry of there's a picture on the mirror of her when she was like a size 12 or whatever it is, and she's a tall woman. And I keep saying to myself, yeah, but that when you're that, you look too skinny. Like, I don't want you to be massive, but that looks too much. And she's like, but that's at my happiest. That's where
Yeah,
she
I
grew
think
up with that.
you know how you feel comfortable, and it's like,
Yeah.
I feel comfortable, at a certain weight, or sometimes if I feel I'm not having a good day and I feel like I look like shit, even carrying like a nicer purse makes me feel better, but the nails done
Yeah.
is a big thing. When I wake up and I look at freshly done nails, like, it makes me feel good, and it makes me feel like I'm more prepared for the day.
Yeah. That's exactly what she said. That's
Yeah.
exactly what she said. Yeah, but I mean, you talk in your set about having work done and things like that. Is that where? I mean, I'll be honest. This is the thing. Again, now I'm having this chat with you. I do have a bit of body dysmorphia where I don't like what I see in the mirror, but everybody goes, "Rich, you're a good-looking fella. You're a good-looking fella," but I don't see it. So I
Okay.
guess, I can understand. I can understand when women look in the mirror and go, "I just want this done. I just want to get that taken in. I just want to," and
Yeah.
because I'm going, "Hey, look, my wife." I'm like, "You're beautiful. You don't need it." Yeah, but I just need. So I suppose it's similar, isn't it? It's the same sort of thing,
Yeah, it's the same sort of thing. And I think for
I
me, it's
guess.
like when I would fixate on something. Like, I'd hyperfixate on something I didn't like. And when I got that fix, I would just find something else I didn't like. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not right up here. Like, I don't listen. I don't regret any of my surgeries and all that stuff. But I feel like, because they don't make you, but they say, if you have mental health issues or body dysmorphia or anything, they're not supposed to like do surgery on you, but you just check the box that says, no, I don't. But there's no psych
Oh,
evaluation. Like,
yeah.
if they had done a psych evaluation, I don't think I would have ever been able to have any of the operations done. They'd be like, no, you're not okay. You need to learn to love yourself.
But that's it, isn't it? It's society just puts so much pressure on everybody,
Yeah.
and not so much. I mean, men. I get bombarded with self-help dudes on TikTok and stuff, and they're all, oh yeah, it's just calories, yeah, it's just calorie intake, and it's this and it's that, and you don't have to go to the gym every day. And I was following this guy, and I'm like, okay, yeah, watch what you eat. You can eat what you want, but watch what you eat, and it's how much you have and the exercise you do, and you don't need to go to the gym, but you need to just keep moving. And I must have put on a stone doing that. So I'm like, there's got to be that can't be right. So yeah, that was don't listen to TikTok people when it comes to looking after your body.
Yeah, you got to find what works for yourself.
Yeah, and I'm 52 and I'm still not at that point where I'd go, well, I just need these lines doing, I just need these bags doing. I'm just kind of like, yeah, it's fine. It's all right for a bloke to be kind of grizzled and,
Yeah, you know what's
do you
weird?
know
And
what
it's
I
like
mean?
this is
Whereas,
such a double standard, and this is like makes me feel like a
yeah,
bad woman. But like when a woman gets work done, I'm like beautiful. Like I think obviously if she wants to, I don't judge people who don't have it done. But when a guy gets work done, sometimes I'm like, that's kind of an ick. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, I know, I totally get it. I
It's like I
totally
don't
get
want
it
a guy
because
that I
it's
don't want a guy to
yeah.
care about all that stuff. Like obviously you want to look good and maybe get a little Botox every now and then, but like I don't know how I'd feel if a guy was like, "Oh, I'm going for like a full facelift." I'd be like, "You're supposed to like be a man."
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's like vanity in a man is kind of odd. It like too much
Yeah,
vanity. You can
yeah,
take care of yourself. Like
exactly.
there's a Turkish barber, and my Turkish barber is amazing. And I go in there. I have to book out an hour and a half because he does everything. Massages you, and there's oils and creams, and he does the hair, and he rubs your face, and then he does the thing, and then he's waxing your ears and up your nose, and he massages your arms while he does a hot shave and all the thing. And I love that. But
See, that's
that's
the
as far
equivalent
as
of
I'll
like
go.
getting your nails done.
Yeah, you're right. Now you've said
Yeah,
it. Now I've said, yeah. I feel $1 million after I've come out of there. The man's
exactly.
amazing.
Oh, you just
Yeah, you're
did the
right.
thumbs up.
You're
Did
right.
you see that? You
Oh
just
yeah. What was?
what was it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I just does that.
Oh yeah, it's because I'm on a Mac. I think it does it
Ah,
if I do
okay.
this too. I didn't know it did on my computer. It does on my phone.
Ah, look at that. Oh, so that's what that was on my Mac the other day. I thought I just thought it
Yeah.
was up. Oh man, I'm such an old prick
It's
sometimes.
good for the audio podcast.
Oh yeah. So for those listening, when you do a thumbs up in front of the camera on a Mac, it gives you a thumbs up emoji
Yeah,
or
on
a
the
thumbs
screen. It's
down
cool.
on the screen. Yeah. Ah, the future is bright, isn't it? I mean, this is the thing as well. Like my wife's talking about having her breasts done. She doesn't like them, and I always go, and I was like, yeah, but I can't get past the fact that there'll just be bags of just be bags of stuff in there.
Okay,
Doesn't
I
seem
mean,
right.
no, I get that, but at the end of the day, it's her choice, you know. But
It is, yeah.
I think it's obviously something to
Yeah.
talk about as a couple if it's something that like you're not going to be able to get past and like, you know, not want to be around them. But also, you know, maybe you'll like
Ah,
them.
yeah, maybe. I mean, that's it. I mean, it's that I love my wife and I want her to be happy. Like this morning, we were chatting, and she said, "Oh, there was a certain loaf of bread that we used to be able to get in Waitrose where we used to live, and now we don't live there and we can't get it." And she said, "Oh, I really miss that." So I went out and got it and then brought it back. And her little face, she was so happy.
Oh, that's
So
so
now I'm like,
sweet.
oh yeah, because I've been married before and I fucked it, totally fucked it up because I was too busy. There was just little things like we lived 9 minutes from the station, and my wife at the time, she'd be running around for oh, can you run me to the station? And I'm like, it's a 9 minute walk. It's only up the road. Whereas I should have gone, yeah, sure. It's only,
Yeah,
fine. Jump in
you
the car.
absolutely should have.
It was absolutely, that's what I was like. I totally fucked it.
So next time your
now
wife
I'm all
says,
like, you
I'm
want
going
that
to get
bread?
my
I'll
nails.
get you that bread.
Yeah, exactly. Next time she says, I'm going to get my nails done, be like, all right, great. You want a lift?
Yeah.
Here's some cash.
we talk colours now. Like what she's like, what colour would you like? I'm like, do you know what? I reckon you should go for blah 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 blah. Yeah, I am learning.
Good
I
for
think
you.
yeah. But I think this is why we have these conversations, because we can't have these conversations in real life. Like I know we've gigged together, but I wouldn't be able to ask you in real life. So you mentioned having work done. So what work have
Yeah,
you had done? Like,
that's a
so
really
why
good
was that
point.
then? You know,
Yeah, that's a really good
yeah.
point.
You know, it's and then the people listening to this, especially fellas, you know, we don't know what to say and what to do
I
in
know,
these
and I
areas.
get that.
It's new
I
to
know.
us.
I get men don't know what to say or what to do, especially when like
Mm.
Like when I first got my boobs done, I would see male friends. I'd be like, I got my tits done. They'd be like, I don't know what I'm supposed, like, am I supposed to look at them? Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this information, like it was awkward.
Yeah. That is because it's like, okay, you got to kind of look up in the sky and go, yeah, good.
Yeah.
Glad, good for you. Yeah. Yeah, it's just one of those, it's just, yeah, that's funny actually. I think it was Simon Cowell or somebody, and he's had pecs put in. He would
Really?
never admit it. It looks like he has, yeah. He's got like the scars, and he's
That's
obviously had pecs put
hilarious.
in.
See,
And then
that
he's
I don't
had
want
it
a guy
kind
that's
of
into that kind of stuff.
no.
His face. He's
It's
had
not
a
the
lot of
one, is
face
it?
of stuff done to his face. That I understand.
But he's made his face go like smaller, which is
I
weird.
know it
It's like
is
it's all
weird.
pinched in. It's like, yeah, and I'm like, okay.
I feel like I'm gonna look
yeah.
like that one day.
Do you think that's what you're gonna do? Just keep pulling it back and just keep pulling it back.
Probably.
But you're only young. What happened? Why is this the thing? Is this pressure from society, or is
You
it
have to
just a
start when you're
personal thing?
young.
Like,
You have
Do
to
you
start when you're
really?
young. Yeah, because it's like a lot of it is preventative, right? So listen, when you start Botox when you're young, like those wrinkles will never get any deeper as long as you keep doing the Botox. So a lot of people don't start till they're later in life, and then it doesn't work as well, or they have to use more of the product because they didn't start sooner, right? I'm not a doctor. I don't
Okay.
know if anything that I'm saying is true, but that's what I choose to believe. And that's why I started this kind of stuff so young. So
Yeah. But what was happening before all this? I mean,
I
you
think
were
about that a
obviously
lot. I think about that a
you're
lot. Like,
obviously
what would it have been
lovely
like?
looking, so
No, I know, but a lot of it is just like, oh, I thought you meant like before Botox was invented, because that I think about a lot too. Like, I think about what did people do before that? Like, did people
I
just have to age
see.
naturally?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy. No, for me, it
There
was
was
just about
it
like,
was just yeah.
I'm not trying to look younger. I just want to look like me, but fresher. Do you know what I mean?
I do, yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not
But
like
where
I
does that
got
pressure
anything
come
done that
from?
makes
Is it
me
just
look
you?
different. I just want to
No.
continue to look good as long as possible. I don't know where that pressure comes
Yeah,
from.
just in
I think also being a woman in the industry is tough. And I think especially right now where it's like you talk to people in the industry and they talk about how everyone's looking for younger, like it makes me feel even more pressure,
Yeah, that is true actually. There is ageism is still the acceptable ism in
Yeah.
our industry, especially for women. I have noticed that. There's that
100%.
when women sort of get to 40 and then it's like, yeah, all right.
Yeah. It's pretty sad.
Yeah. And it's still everybody knows it happens, but nobody acknowledges it.
Yeah.
They just but everyone knows it happens. And
Yeah. That's what a lot of my new show
yeah,
is kind of like talking about, is a lot of that and how it feels to like be on the receiving end of that.
I mean, I've experienced it a bit where I even like my old agent, and he just said, "Look, it's not really working." I'm like, "No, it isn't really." And he went, "Maybe you should try the internet. Like, it's done really well for Jeff Innocent." So it was a whole conversation about being too old, but without him actually saying it.
Yeah. I've been there.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but it's such bollocks because the people that watch the things they're our age. They're not young people are
Okay,
out
let's
doing
not
stuff.
throw
They're not.
around our age. I'm a bit younger, but
My age, sorry, my age
they
and
are though.
younger.
You're right. They are. Like I feel like people don't watch TV in general, let alone when it airs, right? Like everyone watches everything later on streamers or like downloads on the internet. So I don't know. It feels like television, and not just in this country, and a lot of countries, is just kind of like not really sure what to do. So instead of trying to make better things, they're just trying to like change everything in a way that doesn't cost them any money.
That's exactly it. Yeah, it always comes back to the money.
Mm-hmm.
Every single time. Every single time. You mentioned earlier about you were talking about your mental health, and you were joking, saying, well, if I'd have had a psych test, they wouldn't have let me anywhere near any of this.
Yeah.
How are you finding it now? The conversations are now open, and we're having. Do you feel it's helping now that we're having these conversations, or do you? Sometimes I feel like people are starting to shut down again, where they're kind of fed up with it. Like we were
I've
talking about our
always kind
mental
of
health
been
now. Everyone's
like,
like, oh.
I'm strange in the sense that, like, when it comes to like being on stage, I tell everybody everything about myself and talk about all my problems. But when it comes to like real life, I'm very kind of like closed to that kind of stuff. Like, I don't even really open up to friends and stuff about that kind of stuff. And I do find, I think it's
Yeah.
great that people are more talking about it and people are more open about it. But I do think, as a woman, and I think it's getting better for men in the sense that more men than ever are talking about their mental health. And I think that's great.
Yes.
But I do think, for me personally, as a woman, there's always that fear that then you're going to get labeled crazy, you know, because it's always a thing when you disagree with a woman or you don't know, or you broke up or whatever. You're just like, oh, she was crazy. She was crazy. And I think for me, that's kind of my fear when it comes to like being more open about talking about those kind of issues and stuff. Is that there's always that fear of like, oh, I'm just going to come off like the crazy woman.
Yeah. It's funny with that. When my ex and I broke up, and I just went quiet. I didn't say anything. I didn't do anything. I didn't want to get involved in any arguments. I was like, we've broken up. Let's just fucking leave it, because I didn't want to get into an argument and and say, oh, she's crazy. But then you look like you're I'm basically saying, all women are crazy. Of course it was her fault. I just kind of went quiet. I mean, I am not getting involved.
That's
We've
really
broken
smart.
up. That's it. She's doing her thing. I'm doing my thing. Let's just keep it like that. And then, because I don't want to get involved in all that shit. And other people do comment and they do say stuff and assume stuff, and it's just easier just to leave it, you know.
Yeah, I just kind of like keep things to myself. And I know that's not the healthy thing to do. And I know you should be more open and stuff about talking to your friends, but I don't know. It just takes a lot for me to like get to a point to like talk about that kind of stuff, especially on social media. Like, a lot of people post, oh, I had a really depressing day, or I had therapy, and I think that's great. And I love that people do it. But for me, I don't think I would ever have the guts to like put something out like that, if that makes sense.
I think I know what you mean. Yeah, I wouldn't. I think I use this podcast sometimes to tell people I know about things about me. It's just an easier way.
That's how I use my stand-up, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if I post a video
It's
online talking about being depressed, then my mom's going to call me and it's going to be a huge thing. And it's like, it's going to be like, are you okay? And I'll be like, well, now I'm stressed, but you know, so I just don't like to put that stuff out there.
I know. I've had it on here, and I was talking about suicide 8 years ago when we first started out, and I got a few messages from people that I know going, I listen to your podcast. Is that true? I'm like, yeah, I was having a moment. And they're going, mate, why didn't you say? I go, I just couldn't. I can't tell you stuff. That's half the reason why I went to therapy. I can't tell people things.
I'm the same way.
You know? Yeah. But my therapist, I just, and another thing, and then this, and then that. You can't shut me up. But to my friends, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm all right. You know? He said, are you, because you're married as well, aren't you?
Yeah, my husband is in Canada right now.
Yes. How do you find that, the distance? Because obviously you don't get to see each other very often.
I mean, it is what it is. Like, he works in the television industry as well, so he's busy and is used to like going away for work and all that kind of stuff too. So it's not like we're not used to like being apart from each other. So I think it wasn't as much of a shock as it would have been if, like, you know, he had like a regular 9-to-5 type schedule.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I know what you look like with, like, again, with my wife. It kind of works because I'm not around much.
Yeah,
you know?
I think it's like, I often think it's like, some of the people I know who've been together the longest, like, they had those moments where like they had to be apart from each other or like be long distance, things like that. Like, I actually think it can be good for a relationship.
I think so.
Do you think?
Especially as she's a comedian as well, so she gets it. Like when we had the baby, you know, on the day of the birth, we were sat and she'd had the baby and she was just had it in her arms and blah blah. And my phone was next to the bed and it kind of flashed up and she saw my eyes go and she went, "What's that?" I was like, "Nothing." She's like, "Is it a gig?" And I, yeah. She went, "Right." She goes, "Where is it?" I went, "You won't believe this." I said, "It's literally round the corner from here. It's an Avalon gig just round the corner." And she went, to her credit, she just went, "Well, I'm not going anywhere. You could probably just pop out and do it."
I like that. It's important to have a partner that understands like what we do isn't conventional and it doesn't always come at the convenient times.
True, very true. But it must be hard if you're away for months at a time. you know, like you see, he's busy, you're busy. But I mean, do you ever get a chance to see each other? Is that?
Yeah. I
Or you
was just
just
in
go,
Canada.
this is
I
it.
just
Yeah,
got back from Canada recently, so that's been nice.
that's cool.
And yeah, it is good. And it's like, it's kind of nice to have like, I don't want to say two lives, but the option of like kind of spending significant amounts of time in two different places. You know, I kind of like that. Like I like change a lot, so I do like being able to kind of go back and forth.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I've always needed to be on the move all the time. So I think if I just had a normal job and I was coming in at night and then doing, you know, sitting down having
No,
dinner, watching TV, going to bed,
no,
I yeah, no disrespect to people that do that, but that's not for me.
no, me
I
neither.
can't.
Definitely not.
I couldn't handle it.
Yeah,
I saw my parents doing it, and it's just like absolutely fucking not. You know,
yeah,
it's
absolutely.
just not.
It's just not for me, and it's just I don't. I like stability, but I don't like monotony. So I wish that what we did was a little more stable, like financially, but I like that it's not monotonous and it's not like every day is the same thing and you know exactly what you're making and exactly what you're doing and what time you're going to be done. Like I could
Yeah.
never have a life like that. It would just be too much for me.
Oh my god, it'd be shocking. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I've tried. I tried to do it. It wasn't for me. It was awful.
Yeah.
Just you know, you just go. I remember just standing in the doorway of the lounge one day, just looking and going, "Is this it? Is this how it's going to be? Am I going to die like this?" And that was
Yeah.
it. I couldn't. I just couldn't do it, man. Um, but how long have you been doing comedy for then?
A long time. Too long.
Long time.
Like
Too long.
about 15 years. Yeah. It's been too long.
Okay. Yeah. And where did you get started? You got started in Canada.
Toronto. Yeah. In Toronto.
So in Toronto, yeah.
Yeah. So it's been a while. I
And
feel like I probably should have made this move sooner, but c'est la vie.
well, the thing is, you go when you feel you're ready. You know, if you felt ready before, you would have done it. I'm sure.
I don't know about that, but I think I was just kind of waiting for like everything to be right. And then I realized like nothing's ever all going to be right.
That's
like you can't
true.
keep waiting for all
I've
these
heard that
pieces to
said
align.
before, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And once you do that, it's never going to be,
Mm-mm.
never going to be like that. It's like when you're trying to get out in your car in traffic and you're waiting for both ways to be clear.
Not going to
Like,
happen.
it's never going to
Yeah.
be clear. You got to edge out. You got to edge out and push out. That's what you got to do.
Yeah. So I think I'm getting better at doing that in life.
Yeah. What was it like starting out? Did you find, now this is a conversation I've been having, not with just my wife, but with other women in comedy. And they've all said the same thing, that it just seems harder for women to get going, to even get into it, let alone keep going and keep getting booked. I don't know if that's
I think it is. And I also think the
you.
lifestyle is harder on women too, right? Because I think it's like, especially when you first start, you're literally walking into like bars full of a bunch of male comics you don't know, and they're all strangers. And it's like, you know, a new environment, and there's not as many other women to kind of like lean on and support on the show. Like I think it's better now, but like when I first started, like even now you'll see a lot of shows, there's only one, maybe two women. And I get that, but imagine being like a new woman, being like the one woman on the show, and you're at an open mic with like 12 dudes. It's overwhelming and it can be a lot. And I think it's definitely is a little harder. Like every female comic I know has had women come up to them after shows and be like, I don't normally like women, but and it's like, that's what we're battling against, you know?
Yeah. Oh man.
It's like nobody ever says that to men. Nobody ever says, I don't normally find men funny, but you're funny. That's just never something that people say.
And they see, and they think it's a compliment as well.
They do.
That's the thing.
And it's frustrating because it's like, you don't want to be mean to somebody because they're complimenting you, but at the same time, you do feel like it's your job to kind of educate them a little.
Yeah. It's funny, last night I was with Eva Binderman, and we'd done a gig last week in this little village. And then I was staying there and Eva was going back to Bristol. And then she said, "Oh, how'd you get on the other night?" I went, "Oh, well, you know, I went with these guys from the gig. I went with them to another pub and we had a couple of pints. And then I ended up back at their house and we had a pint of Prosecco, toast and cheese. And then I left. I got in about half midnight. But she just went, "Do you have any idea how many times I can't do that?"
Yeah, it's
and I'm
true.
like, "What do you mean?" She goes, I can't do that in strange people's houses.
No.
It
Or even
didn't.
like getting home from gigs. Like getting home from gigs, it's like, I'm not going to get on a night bus at 1 a.m. I'm just not. Like, it's just not safe, you know? Or even walk from the tube late at night. Like, just little things like that. It's like, we have to take Ubers. We have to take taxis. It costs more.
Yeah. I've just got this car, and the back's massive, so and I just said, I said, that's going to be really cool for gigs. I'll be able to sleep in the back, won't have to pay for hotels, blah, 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 blah. And again, they're going, I can't fucking sleep in my car.
No, of course not.
Where are you going to park it, Rich? And I was like, where are you going to park it? I went, well, if I'm in the Midlands or I'm up near Sheffield, I said, there's a really cool lay-by that's by a lake. I said, and then it's up this mountain and it's that. I went, mate, you may as well just put yourself in a coffin and then just put yourself in the ground if you're a woman.
Exactly.
But I am learning. I am more aware, and you do see it. And I don't mean to sound patronising, but I don't know how women. I guess you just get on with it, don't you? You know it. You just know that it's more tricky for women.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a surprise. Like, we've been dealing with it our whole lives, you know?
Mm.
So it's just something that is ingrained in us.
Mm. And I think that's why these conversations are important as well, because men need to know. Like we were just saying, I'm just starting to learn. I'm 52, and it's only now that only in the last sort of 5-10 years that I'm starting to realise, oh shit, yeah, it is different. You know,
good.
you can't
it's good that you're like learning that, though.
Yeah.
Like, it's good because not all men are like receptive to that kind of stuff, right? Like, there's a lot of men, I think, that like don't think they have it any easier than women.
No, there's a few promoters, and you kind of go, mate, you can't just book a gig in the middle of nowhere and just go, right, however you're getting there, good luck. You know,
Exactly.
You've got to think it through.
Yeah, I'm very picky. Like, when I first got here, I had a few like bookers and promoters that would get a little antsy or annoyed at me, probably because I would just turn down stuff because I'd be like, well, I don't want to do that. And they'd be like, why? I'd be like, well, I don't want to be coming home that late, or I don't want to be driving with a stranger I don't know. Like, I'm not complaining. I just won't take the gig, right? And like a few bookers got annoyed at me. They're like, oh, it's always something. I'm like, well, I don't want to, worry about getting home at 3 a.m. or who I'm going to drive with, or like, I'm just not worth it for me.
No. So it's even that. It's even like, there's a thing of, oh, well, so-and-so's driving to the gig, so yeah, you can probably jump in with them. And you go, yeah, but I don't, like you just said, I don't know them. I mean, I
just turned down a gig like that the other day. They were like, I asked for a hotel, and they were like, oh, well, we can get somebody to drive you back to London. And I was like, well, who? They're like, there's always someone. I'm like, oh, I'm just going to say no then. I don't know,
And it's always going to be someone that someone's said, oh, watch them. And then the next day they'll go, oh, this gig's been booked, and they're driving. You know, oh, fuck.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it. So what's happening there? What's next? Are you going on tour? Are you going to Edinburgh? What's happening?
I'm going to Edinburgh.
Going to Edinburgh. And is it a new show?
Yeah, it's a new show. It is, I'm doing a bunch of work in progresses on it now, but it's brand new other than that. Just the previews I've done.
And is there a theme to is there a theme?
Kind
or
of.
Is it just you doing your stuff?
It's called Too Late, Baby. I'm calling it a show for anyone who thinks it's too late to achieve their dreams, because it probably is. And I know that sounds negative, but I'm just trying to be a little more realistic in my life and my world. And I'm trying to like find funny in the negativity that I and a lot of other people feel.
I know what you mean. There's a few people I know. I mean, I'm guilty of saying it as well. I'm like, yeah, I might be in my 50s, but it doesn't mean it's all over. I've still got shit to do. I've still got years left. But then there'll be some video of someone that's mountaineering at 65, and you go, oh wow, look at him, he's an inspiration. And you go, yeah, that's one dude.
Exactly.
That's one person.
I'm sick of that stuff. Oh my God. Like, people always tell me, they're like, oh, Vera Wang didn't design her first wedding dress till she was 49. And I'm like, well, that's great. But for one of her, there's probably millions of people who it was their life's dream to become famous wedding dress designers. They've done it since they were children, and they probably died in poverty. So I'm just really sick of people only talking about that aspect when it comes to making it, and the whole fake it till you make it. then what? What if I don't ever make it? I just die a faker, you know? So I just think it's time to like kind of change the conversation to say you don't need to give up on your dreams. It's all very well and good to die trying. I'm not saying don't, but I'm saying you got to also be realistic. Like I don't think you can have hope without a form of realism attached to it, because you have to know, do I like what I'm doing in my life enough that if this is it and it doesn't go further, I'm going to be okay in life, you know? And I think if the answer to that is no, like I just think maybe you're not doing the right thing, you know? But if the answer to that is yes, then still follow your dreams and follow your heart. But no, statistically, it's probably not going to work out.
The other one that they chuck around is Morgan Freeman. He didn't get his break till he was 50. You go, yeah, he's Morgan Freeman. He's not Rich Wilson.
The worst is when you start reading those lists, and I'm now getting older than some of the examples.
You go, oh no, I'm starting to run out of, oh shit, I should have done it by now. What's funny is that I keep seeing memories pop up on various social media, and it's like 10 years ago you were doing this gig, and you go, oh my god, look at that, there's me, there's Romish, Rob Beckett, there's blah 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 blah. And I'm like, and I remember years ago I'd see pictures of bands and stuff like that, and I'd go, oh, who's that guy, who's that? And they go, oh, he was in this band, blah blah blah. They never really got anywhere. And you go, fuck, I'm going to be that. It's going to be like, who's that guy? It's like, oh, that was Rich Wilson. Yeah, he did all right, but he didn't really kick on. You're like, oh my God, I'm that. And that makes me laugh.
I think like that's
you become the thing. You become the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think like that too.
You can't, yeah. But you're doing all right. You got, like you say, you say it's a small, social media audience, but it's there. It's enough.
I'm doing okay. I'm doing fine. I just need to accept the fact that like I don't think I'll ever be doing as good as I want. You know, I think but I'm also lazy. Like I'm like would like a bigger social media following. I'd like a bigger fan base. I'd like to get on TV. I'd like all these things. But at the end of the day, I could probably work a lot harder to achieve all those things. But I'm just going to sit at home and be like, I probably don't get any of that stuff because they saw I have a double chin from the side, you know, like I'm not, I need to really take stock of myself and realize that it's probably a me problem.
It's funny, isn't it, when you see award ceremonies and you see who's there and you go, oh, look at him. Well, I'm proud of him. Well done. Good to see. Good to see. Oh, I never get asked. Yeah. You go, well, what was the last thing you wrote? And you go, yeah, I haven't written anything. You go, well, you're not going to, you got to do the work a bit. You can't just go, let's just bung him an award.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to do a bit of it. Oh man, it is funny though. So you up in Edinburgh for the whole thing?
Unfortunately.
You'll be all right once you're up there. It'll be good. Where are you? Whereabouts are you?
I'm at the Underbelly at 2:45 every day.
Oh, that's nice. That'd be great.
Yeah, it'll be good. I'm happy to be doing a day show this time around.
Yeah, I found that. I like doing it sort of, afternoon, early evening.
Yeah.
Done then. And then I can either go and run around. Yeah, just done. And then I haven't got to worry about getting up in the morning. You know, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm only up there for the last week, 19th to the 25th, 26th.
Where are you?
I'm going up there for 1 week. I'm doing Bannerman's on Cowgate.
Oh,
like the heavy metal pub. Yeah, so that'd be
cool.
Good.
I'll come
Phil Jupiter does stuff in there and that, so. Yeah, I'll come and check you out. And I mean that. I will do, because I'll be up there for a week. Yeah,
look at us
it'd be
supporting
great.
each other.
I know. It's nice, isn't it?
I'm going to make you do my podcast.
This has been lovely, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'm up for it. I'm up for all of it. Let's just do it. Do you know what? Let's push things forward. Let's fucking do it.
Yeah, I need to meet your wife and talk to her about her nails.
I'm going to connect you two up on social media, and then you two, honestly, you two will hit it off. You two will get on famously. I just know it. Talk about nails, you'll be done. You'll be done.
Great.
Yeah, you'll be great. So yeah, that'd be brilliant. But Michelle, this has been great. Where can we find you on social media?
At Michelle Funny, Michelle S. Funny on all social media platforms. Not Facebook.
Excellent. Not Facebook. No, I might even delete mine. Actually, I've had
Get rid of it. Just turn it into a fan page.
Yeah, I've got one of those. I might just keep that. And I will apologise to everybody that's watching though, and you as well, Michelle. picked up my baby as I left. I was like, see you later, mate. I didn't realise he dribbled down me. So I've got this like Iron Man bullshit going on in the middle of my
You're a
shirt.
man.
So I apologise.
It doesn't matter. You're a man.
It doesn't. I know. I could probably go on stage like this.
You could
Just gonna go and do a gig
like
now.
that. You'll be like, my baby
Yeah.
grew up with me, and everyone in the audience will be like, oh,
Oh my
holds his
God,
baby.
he's such
He's
a great
good
dad."
dad. Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to do it just to test the theory.
Yeah.
This has been great. Thanks, Michelle. This has
Thank
been
you.
Insane in the Membrane. This has been Michelle Shaughnessy. I've been Rich Wilson. We'll see you next time.
Yay.
Woo!
Insane in the Membrane.
Excellent.